Hello fellow tankers, bonjour amis tankistes. In this video I will present you two gameplays on the Finland map. The first one will be a Conquest battle for the A cap on the left here, and the second battle will be a very disputed domination battle, this time played from the south side. These two battles, as I have mentioned in my main tutorial, will emphasize the importance of this circle here, this donut, which will help you to control B, but especially will help you to control A. And essentially, you cannot control A, you cannot cap A safely if you have enemies in this area. So for more insight about this Finland map, I really advise you to consult my main tutorial, one of my first videos on this channel. But again, I insist that it's very important that your team and yourself focus on this donut, which plays a crucial role on this map. So I am playing my 7.7 lineup, French lineup, and I'm playing in squad with my good friend Philbert, who just changed his name to a Quiet Man. He's a Quiet Man, but he's also an awesome player, and has been featured in many videos already on this channel. He's one of my favorite squad mates. And I'm going toward the donut. Obviously, this can be a bit tricky, but here I am lucky enough, but the risk to actually rush this donut is really worth it, because again, that's from this circle that you will control this conquest battle, and also this donut plays, as you will see in the second gameplay, very disputed gameplay. This donut plays a crucial role and can be exploited equally by the two sides. So it's really bizarre that one of the guy who was capping was skilled. You can very nicely exploit the houses on the cap, but obviously if you have people in my position, there is no way that the other side can cap the zone. Here honestly my team was a bit clumsy, not only by attacking A frontally, but the two guys who actually tried to cap obviously didn't take the good positions that I have mentioned in my main tutorial to cap, which are perfectly safe again, except if you have people where I am. So let me here accelerate a bit. I've been put in fire, and now another of my ally is capping A, but this time in a better position. And as you can see, all these tanks that you see on my left are very safe from people behind A or even on A, but they are extremely vulnerable from the area where I am. And obviously it's a bit unfortunate that I'm the only one in this passage. Meanwhile, Philbert, as you will see, will have an awesome game, but by essentially protecting the passage, but here maybe he pushed a bit too much. Unfortunately, an enemy came into this passage. I wrecked him, but he killed my loader, so my reload is extremely slow, but will be fast enough so that I ultimately kill it. So let me accelerate. I will recrew and take a bomber, but unfortunately this bomber will do nothing because it will be shot down. So right now, Philbert came back a bit closer to the passage to cover it, and is keeping on eliminating a lot of enemy tanks, as you will see at the end of the battle. And meanwhile, now that honestly the battle is won, I'm pushing a bit. I'm raking this M47, which is rightfully trying to take cover behind the dead tank, and he actually kills my gunner, so I have to do the same, to go back and try to put the dead tank between us. I recover my gunner, I'm wrecking it, but let me accelerate. Ultimately, one of my allies will kill it. Here I'm just looking if I can shoot at this BMP in a very awkward position. Let me mention that when I come from A or from the passage, from the blue side, I like to go along this mountain on my left where I came before attacking the M47. You see here that's the end of the game, so I'm trying to rack a last kill, and indeed I'm killing this IS. So let me accelerate. You see my tank is all destroyed. I will take a plane, but obviously there will be no time to drop my bombs. So let me go to the scoreboard, and as you can see, Philbert has also an excellent game along with this player. These two players essentially covered the entrance of the donut while I was fighting on the donut to cover A, and ultimately to allow my team to cap it. So let's move now to the domination gameplay, which, as you will see, will be extremely disputed. So this time I'm playing from the south side, and we are in a domination game. I'm playing my 6.7 German lineup, and we are in a 7.3 battle, although most of the tanks are at BR67 if I remember correctly. And I'm playing in squad with some friends from the Lab V2 squadron. And we are all going toward B. As you will see, our team will be a bit passive and a bit slow to advance. So very often when I'm playing from this side, I'm trying to go on B if I have a fast tank like my squad mate did, but unfortunately he died, and unfortunately the enemy is already very present on A and on B. So let me accelerate a bit. I'm wrecked, I'm in fire, so I have to reverse a bit, while the enemy is taking A and C. And you note that my squad mate at raid came from this side to go to B, which is actually a very good idea that you can exploit from both sides. So now I'm going to the donut. The Yak Panther and myself, we are both bouncing, but my next shot will be a killing shot. Unfortunately, some other tanks seems to be in the passage coming from A. Usually, when I'm capping A in the beginning of the game, I'm not pushing toward the enemy spawn like the enemy is doing, but I am trying to come back to the passage here, to the donut, to actually also exploit this donut to defend or to attack B. So here I really thought that all the enemies were actually on attacking our spawn. Unfortunately, I see a bit too late this Su-100P, and unfortunately this quite fun tank will kill me before I'm able to recover my crew. So you see my move was a bit desperate, maybe was panicking a bit too much, because as you can see our tickets are decaying fast, so our team is controlling the passage, which is a very good thing. And here you see a big mistake of the enemy team, which with several players who went to push or spawn instead of defending the passage, and you see they died again in the middle of the game when the game is not won at all. Don't go to the enemy spawn, that's absolutely absurd. And on this map especially, once you are on A, go back to defend the passage. So as you can see, so we are regaining control of A, but the enemy team is recapturing B. And again, you see two of our tanks which are pushing toward the enemy spawn. I mean, one of them, I think, I pointed to the donut many times during the game to try to alert our team. That's where you win the game. So indeed, 3 or 4 tanks of our team now are coming back to B from this donut, and as you will see, this donut can be also exploited to attack B, although it's really even more effective to cover A. So slowly but surely we are making our ways in this donut. But obviously we have to hurry a bit because our tickets are decaying. So this SU-100 unfortunately breaks my gun, so I have to repair, accelerate a bit. Ultimately he gets killed. Here, bumping into rocks, and unfortunately I'm bombed, but I will have just enough time to reverse while my unfortunate squad mate is killed by these bombs. So while I'm repairing, I'm taking a plane. So notice that the enemy has controlled C since the beginning, and indeed from the red side, as I have mentioned in my main tutorial, I like to start with C and then come on this hill to try to cover B, and ultimately even to cap B by coming down from the hill. So from the red side, really you have a very easy fast cap of C, so don't hesitate to go there. Obviously not too many tanks. From the blue side, my advice is that at least in the beginning of the game, you simply don't go to C, and definitely don't camp over C, that's completely useless. So here I'm going back to the passage, anticipating that since there is no blue tanks anymore on the cap, probably some enemies would be coming on the cap, and indeed I'm killing this IS-2 who was decapping A. So let me accelerate. And again, I'm not pushing toward the enemy spawn in a disputed battle. It's much more important to take this absolutely crucial and very effective position in the donut. So obviously here the situation is changing a bit because my squad mate is capping C also, showing that the enemy team is definitely in trouble. We have the 3 caps. So here, as you will see, I will not go to the enemy spawn, but the idea is actually to try to flank, like I did in my first replay on this Finland map, flank the enemy by coming behind them. You see at this stage the battle is almost finished, so it's not clear if I will have time to do it. And actually I won't, because I'm taking a plane. Let me accelerate, and actually with this plane I think I will kill 2 enemies, which will accelerate the decay of their tickets. Let me really mention that in this my main tutorial you have a nice gameplay where I'm actually coming back from this position to B to flank red tanks which were attacking me. So at this point let me accelerate the gameplay. The battle is finished, and so a good game, especially of my friend Trade and myself, who really kind of carried this game, which for a long time was undecided. And I hope that these 2 gameplays and my main tutorials and the other gameplays on this map will convince you that this donut, this passage between A and B, plays a crucial role to cover A, obviously, but also to cover B. And well, I thank you for watching, and hopefully for keeping on supporting this channel by subscribing if you didn't do it yet, and by firing a few likes to the videos that you enjoyed. That's really helpful for me, and also encourage me to keep on doing these tutorials. See you on the battlefield. À bientôt sur le champ de bataille.